to me?
Well, like I say, if you fight against him,
Without fighting him,
then you will lose. You will lose.
You're right.
Okay.
Let me give you your scripture, which you seem to be avoiding. Okay. Jesus says, if you go to somewhere and they won't listen to you, wipe your dust off your feet and walk away from that place.
Yeah.
What will happen to that place?
But that's only logical.
No, listen. And what will happen to that place will be nothing. So what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah will be nothing compared to what will happen to that place. Nothing about fighting.
No, but that's logical.
What? What's logical about it?
No, because if you went to a town and people didn't listen to you,
then what?
Would you stay there? If you didn't feel like welcome, if you
and then
wasn't
you're
welcome,
and then
would you stay there?
And what would you do?
They didn't accept what you said.
And then you leave.
They didn't accept what you said. What's going to happen?
What's going to happen to them?
In what sense?
You came to preach us Christianity.
We don't listen.
Yeah, and we didn't listen. And then you have to follow the Bible. Yeah.
You dust your feet, walk away.
And then walk away. Because
what?
something much more than Sodom and Gomorrah.
What's going to happen to us?
No, if I went somewhere and they rejected what I was saying.
Yeah, we're rejecting, for example,
Unless
just like
God
now.
specifically told me to stay there.
No.
Continue.
Yeah. Take care. Take care.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we're leaving soon, so we're not going to continue. But anyway,
I would only stay there if God.
and then
told
what will
me to
happen to
stay
us?
there.
And then what will happen to us?
What will happen to us? The one
After that?
we didn't accept what you said.
Well, we're kind of mixing up something.
No. It's the same verse. So you don't read that verse. That's the thing. That's the problem.
No. We're kind of mixing up something.
Jesus will kill you.
Are we? Jesus says, wipe the dust from your feet and walk away from that place. And then what's the next verse say?
Remind me.
No, I won't remind you.
No. Do I know the whole Bible inside out?
just said it. He just said it.
He doesn't know. I can't. He doesn't know.
Okay.
What's your point?
If I don't know it, I'm going to say
doesn't
it.
know. What's your point?
What was the fate of Sodom and Gomorrah?
Well, turned into, was it salt?
Pillars of ash and
Ash and
fire, snow.
yeah, brimstone.
Okay. And what Jesus says is what will happen to that place will be worse than that for not listening.
Okay, so that means judgment.
Right. So what's going to happen to me? We'll be slaughtered for not listening by Jesus. Thank you.
Torture.
Have a great day.
Well, I think that will probably
You
be
can
the
think what you
you
like,
have-
mate.
you have
You can
to
think what you
understand
like.
that.
Your scriptures are clear.
Your
I think
scripture's clear too.
whether the judgment will happen immediately or it will come later. I'm not too clear on it.
Okay, first thing, the New Testament is a doomsday book, so you're expecting the day of judgment in their time.
Because it also talks about countries that will be.
That's got nothing to do with what I just said.
No, so when Jesus
nothing to do
comes
with what I just
back, there will be whole Muslim countries that exist.
Okay.
The same as today.
Okay.
The same
If
as
you read your
today.
New Testament,
If
you read your New Testament, it's very, very clear that Jesus is supposed to return in the lifetime of his disciples.
No, it's not.
That's a lie.
That's a big lie from you, brother. That's a big lie from you. Read Matthew 28, verse 18 to 19 and 20. That's a lie. Don't listen to these Muslims, man. They're deceiving you, bro.
Yeah?
No.
They're deceiving you.
Go reflect on it. See who's deceiving.
God is a deceiver. Surah 3:28 says deceive. They want to deceive.
No. I'm here for truth. I'm here
Okay,
for
that's
truth.
good. That's good.
So reflect on that.
You know, did Jesus have people tortured? Nope.
Is he going? Yes, he will.
He will.
Yes.
Do you believe that Judgment Day?
No. They might
Judgment Day,
lose their
brother.
life.
Let
They
me
might
ask
lose
you
their
this.
life, but
Do
they
you
won't
believe
be
that?
tortured.
Do you
They
believe
won't be
Jesus?
tortured. They might lose their life.
Hold on. Do you believe
If
that
they
Jesus
fight
was?
against him,
Hold on. Can you listen?
Listen to me. Do you believe Jesus was a God in the Old Testament?
How do we listen?
Well, all I can say, as far as I'm aware, he was with God.
No.
But
Was he God in the Old
whether
Testament?
he was known to the Old Testament
No, I'm asking you
prophets,
as a Christian. As a
as
Christian.
far as
No,
I'm
you're talking
aware,
about
he
New
wasn't
Testament,
known to the Old Testament
No, I'm
prophets.
asking you as a Christian. Do you believe he was God?
Only in prophecy. Only in prophecy.
You didn't understand the question.
I am.
Was he God?
Like
You did not understand.
Isaiah, etc.
If you believe Jesus is God in the New Testament,
Yes.
then was he
Timothy 3:16.
exactly was he God in the
No,
Old
1
Testament as well?
Timothy 3:16. 1 Timothy 3:16.
Okay, if you believe Jesus is God in the New Testament, was he, according to you as a Christian, not the Jews, according to you as a Christian, was he God before the New Testament time?
Well, he said, before Abraham I am.
Good. So you say in the Old Testament time it was Jesus who was God, right?
Yes.
Okay, so all those tortures and all those killings, Jesus was a part of it.
When God sanctions a killing,
Judgment on the
but that was
people.
judgment.
Allah does the
judgment on
same
who?
thing.
On children.
Double standards.
On children?
Double standards.
What would happen when they grow up? They become warriors.
How do
and
you
they
know
do the same.
How do you know that? How do you
God
know?
What
knows
happens
that.
when they grow up?
So
They
you think
become
every
warriors,
single
they do the same.
child in the Amalekites, if they grow up, they're going to become a warrior?
So the
According
standard,
to God,
yeah. Did he involve? Did he involve?
And by the way,
anything?
by the way, you know the reason given for killing the Amalekites? It wasn't that they'll become warriors.
Because he said
or the sin.
Jesus they didn't involve in any killing. That's what he said.
One second. The reason
Just a minute.
the reason was given in if you read
Just a minute.
in Numbers, in Numbers and also in 1 Samuel 15, God gives a reason why they were killed. Because of what they did to the Israelites before. So it was basically a vengeance killing. It wasn't because they were going to become evil.
A vengeance killing or,
Yes.
or judgment.
No, vengeance, literally vengeance. Because God gives a reason in 1 Samuel 15:3 that this is what they did to the Israelites.
But would God have allowed all Israel's enemies to thrive and survive?
That wasn't my question, my friend. You said, did Jesus torture anyone? I gave you example of
yes, he did.
infants and women. The
There's
answer is
no
yes.
historical evidence of Jesus about having anybody tortured.
The same.
If you believe Jesus is God in the Old Testament and God sanctions the killing of children, what does it imply?
So he's
But what I'm talking
Are
about.
you understanding what I'm saying?
Say again.
If God sanctions the killing of children, ignore it. If God sanctions killing of children and women in the Old Testament, and Jesus is the God in the Old Testament, then you add up, you do the math and you tell me if Jesus did sanction the killing or not.
He gave them life. He gave them life. And
He
took it
killed them. What do you mean
away.
give them life? He
That's
literally
the only
sanctioned the
logical
killing.
conclusion. He gave them life and he took it away.
Oh, so now you're trying to justify that killing.
Does God give us life?
So is it justified?
Now you're justifying the killing. Earlier you said he did not torture anyone.
Is it justified?
How many babies are dying in the hospitals now?
No, but have you not realized what you've done? Earlier you said Jesus did not torture anyone, and now you're justifying it.
You said Jesus never tortured
I
anyone.
personally wouldn't slaughter any babies.
Of course you wouldn't, but Jesus did.
We're talking about a limited judgment.
No, it's not limited.
We're talking about a limited
So
judgment.
you have the middle standard now here. You said, did Jesus slaughter anyone? We said to you, yes, he did. So we answered you, yes.
How many children are dying in
What's that got to do with God sanctioning the killing of children?
in different countries
What's
like
that? Imagine-
Iraq, where they're blowing up markets and
What's that got to do with God sanctioning the killing?
how many people are dying there? Children are dying there.
Okay, you know what? Look, it looks like you have not even realized what you have agreed to, or you have. When you read the Bible, you have to take it into context. You read 1 Samuel 15 from the very beginning, and you tell me what it says.
No, I'm not naming anymore. That's what you asked for.
Read it aloud.
Read it loudly, read it
You
loudly.
asked me for one. I give you one.
Can you read it loudly?
No, I'm just doing it.
Samuel said to Saul, I am the one, the Lord sent to anoint your king over his people Israel. So listen now to the message from the Lord. This is what the Lord Almighty says. I will punish the
Amalekites.
Thank you.
God punished.
Yeah?
Listen.
For what they judged Israel.
Have respect for the Bible,
When
guys.
they waylaid.
Allah is
as they
not
came
just,
up
He
from
doesn't
Egypt.
punish.
So the way to kill it, God says to kill.
Now go attack the Amalekites and totally destroy. Please pronounce when I say it wrong. Totally destroy all that belongs to them. Do not spare them. Put to death man and woman, children and infants, cattle and sheep, camels and donkeys.
What's the donkeys? Poor donkeys. What did it do?
So you see, the Bible.
They help. The donkeys help them carry supplies.
The donkeys.
They carry supplies. They can be used again.
They can't have a decision.
So just to
They
clarify,
control them.
it's okay to kill if God says to kill. That's what you're saying. Listen, it's okay to kill if God says to kill.
Darren,
that okay?
as we
Is that what you're saying?
in our previous debate,
Is that what you're saying?
this was a limited judgment.
Is that what you're saying?
It's a limited
Is it
judgment.
okay to kill if God says to kill?
It's a limited judgment.
Is it okay to kill if God says to kill?
By the way,
It's a limited judgment.
That's the question.
It's a limited
I'll
judgment.
ask the question one more time and then I'll have to ignore you. Is it okay to kill if God says to kill?
It's a limited judgment.
yeah, his judgment is direct.
We have issues. You said Jesus wasn't involved in any killing or torturing.
No.
And we have a lot of cases now here. I think we have done.
Yes, we do. I can show you more if you want.
We have.
I can show you more.
No, that's a limited judgment.
What do you mean limited judgment? Why do you use the word judgment when God tells you the reason was vengeance? Why do you twist the words?
If those kids grew up,
Why?
No, I just want to think. this out of the way. If those kids grew up in that sin of their father.
And the donkeys, what they gonna do? Why the donkeys?
I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm right.
I don't.
According to the Quran, what is better?
God punished them. God
Kill
punished
donkeys?
No. Think about it.
It's not a punishment, that's
Think
vengeance.
about it, yeah? Because now you need to understand that, like Sodom and Gomorrah, those people were insane. They got wiped out because there was no.
You know the point of discussion.
No, but these people were in the same position.
Do you know the point of discussion?
These people. No, I do.
Listen, we agree with this, but the problem is the point of discussion is said, did Jesus involved in any killing or torturing?
No, but I'm asking you to look in a different way.
Hold on, just a minute. Okay. He said, did Jesus
Involved?
He said, did Jesus involved in any killing or torturing?
Yeah.
We are saying the same thing. We said, was Jesus is the same God in the
We don't have
Old
any baby killing in the
Was
Quran.
Jesus the same God in the Old
Family of
Testament?
lot, family of lot.
So he was the same God. So he was literally
Family of lot.
involved in killing. So what that's what
But
you
no,
say.
being honest with you,
So you're saying
Hashim,
he said no, he wasn't
too many-
involved. That's
too
the
many
point of
discussions.
discussion.
Okay.
it's not very palatable. Yeah?
I'll tell you the
The only
difference.
logical conclusion is it's a limited judgment.
No, it's not. I'll
So
tell you
can
why.
I tell your
Whereas
friend?
the Quran
Listen, can I tell your friend who is in the same
It's not
faith?
open-ended.
Open-ended.
In the Quran, you cannot kill any innocent man.
Kill
You
him,
cannot.
but maybe he
Quran
understands.
929.
929 is in the context of war.
These people are not innocent.
That's what you know. You guys always take it out of context.
No, but it says the people
Okay,
of
wait.
the scripture.
One
People of the
conversation.
scripture.
Okay, what is your question?
Were these people innocent?
Which people?
The people that we're talking about in Samuel. They were not innocent.
They were innocent.
They were not innocent.
My friend, infants.
Donkeys. What they have
Infants.
done?
You know what an infant is?
Are you talking about infants?
Yes, it's infant. You just read it.
Yeah, that's fine. So
What about
And
donkeys? What about
donkeys-
donkeys? What they have done donkeys?
you're in a region where this sin is so great that there's no way out for you in that place. There's literally no way out. Like Sodom and Gomorrah, once it got to the point, once it got to the boiling point, that's it.
You know why?
What about donkeys?
No, but I'm
Donkeys, what they have done? What they have done? They are only.
Sheikh Mohammed,
I mean, come on, man. That's just a paraphrasing. Like literally
No, no,
everything got
no,
wiped
no,
out.
that's not
bruv.
paraphrasing.
Even the donkeys
Listen,
got killed.
listen,
Like, I would
listen,
say
my
that.
friend.
I go and beat up him. I even beat up.
So what do you think is the reason for
But
killing?
we're talking about God, who's merciful.
Yeah, he's paraphrasing to understand you that everyone got wiped. Everyone.
And why did they get wiped?
Huh?
Why?
That's now this one. We can ask God and He will reveal.
He did tell us already. You read
And He will
it.
reveal.
My friend, you just read it.
What do you mean I just read it? It didn't say
It gives you the reason why they were killed.
Yeah, I know why they were killed.
Why?
Because they were all in mad sin.
No, that's where you're wrong. You see, this is a problem. You read it, but you didn't understand it.
So tell me.
It tells you the reason. The reason they were killed is because, you know what? The Amalekites, they actually killed a few of the Israelites when they were exiled from Egypt.
Not few.
Hear
They
me,
wanted to destroy
hear me out.
the Bible.
Hear me out. So when they were exiled, you know that time the Bani Israel, the Jews, they were very weak because they were exiled with nothing with them. So they were exiled, and these guys, the Amalekites, they killed them while they were in
Some of
exile.
them.
Now hear me out. The important thing is this. You know when they were killed? 400 years before this particular verse was revealed to Saul. Sorry, I thought he was giving me some chocolates.
No, I don't offer chocolates. Muhammad's got it.
Okay, so the important thing is the context. It's very important that we understand the context. The reason they were killed is because these Amalekites, what they did 400 years ago, that is the reason God now sanctioned that Saul and his army, they kill everyone in that particular land. So it wasn't for the sins that they were going to commit, or that they were already evil, or they were already sin. These was 400 years after. That means you're talking about the children of the children of the children of the ones who had originally committed the crime. You understand? So these people who were killed, including the men, the women, the children, the infant, and the animals, they were all in this particular scenario. They didn't have any reason to be killed other than for vengeance of the forefathers. Okay? So it's not the same.
Is that fair? I'm asking, is that fair? Is that fair?
Me, I will not give an answer to that.
Why?
I'll tell you why.
Just be.
No, I'll tell you why.
If you're a great grandfather, I will ask you.
I'll tell you
Let
why.
me give
No,
you.
bro.
If you're a
If you
great
give me all the
grandfather,
facts of what you said now, and they're all true, that one, but I don't think
if you're a great grandfather,
You just read it, bro. You read the words.
what's your name? Just remind me your name. What's your name?
Ardit.
Listen, if your great grandfather killed my let's say one of my ancestors, yeah?
Yeah.
Can I come and kill him?
We don't listen. I know my God, G. I know my God is a just
That is your
God.
God.
No.
That is your God.
Are you Christian?
Yeah, I'm Christian.
Yeah. We're living in the New Testament now,
So the Old Testament
whereas
is
Muslims are still living in the Old
Actually, I
Testament.
can show you the killing in the New Testament.
Stoning to
as well.
death.
So it's the same Jesus in the Old Testament. It's the same in
My
the New
friend,
Testament.
if you want, I
So-
can show you the killing in the New
The
Testament.
God of the Old Testament is the same God.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Vegard and I'm a Norwegian Muslim convert. I'm working with the Dawah organization IslamNet to establish the Deen of Allah here in Norway. We give Dawah and present Islam to the Norwegian people. Isn't that great? To be more efficient in our dawah, we are establishing a first of its kind masjid and dawah center, where we will have Islamic programs, classes, lectures and education for non-Muslims. I am so grateful to Allah for having guided me to Islam. Sadly, I am the only Muslim in my family. It hurts me that my parents haven't accepted Islam yet, and I ask Allah to guide them. But it also gives me a special drive to work for the establishment of Islam. I don't want anyone to miss the chance of becoming Muslim. Maybe my mom and dad become Muslim one day thanks to you. If we can establish this center, I could bring my parents to come and learn about Islam in our native language, which is a challenge today with the mosque here speaking Somali, Arabic and Urdu. The Prophet ﷺ said that the Muslims are like one body. If you can feel my pain, would you please help me relieve it? You are now my new family. Click the link and donate to establish this masjid and share in the reward for the message of Islam reaching the corners of Norway.